Hello, good morning, everyone. Buenas tardes para todos. Buenas tardes a todos. My name is Andres Gebauer. I work for Trade and Investment Queensland. And welcome everybody to our second Queensland Hour. This time we have a very interesting guest, which is Study Gold Coast. We will have the presence of its CEO, Alfred Slogrove, and Carolina Hoyos, a Colombian student currently studying a master's degree in Griffith University, and she will be sharing her experience with us. So I will briefly do an introduction about Queensland, our state, and afterwards I'll leave Alfred and Carolina to share their experience and what Study Gold Coast has to offer. And then we'll have a session of questions, Q&A. There's at the bottom of your screen a place where you can type your questions, and we'll try to answer them at the end of the presentations. Next one, please. These are the host rules. Microphones muted. Session will be recorded. Please type your questions in the Q&A box below.
Start your global journey in Queensland, Australia. A place that nurtures your talent, builds innovation, and launches global careers. With more than 200 quality education and training providers across 11 destinations, Queensland has a study experience that will support your success. From the reef to the rainforest, the ocean to the cities, and beyond the valleys to the west, Queensland has its own unique spirit. Every corner of Queensland offers opportunity to bring your ambitions to life. Innovation is at the heart of what we do. We focus on emerging technology and groundbreaking ways of learning. And this is attracting some of the world's most visionary thinkers. Queensland fosters a thriving business community, embracing change as career paths evolve, delivering real-life education, connecting students with industry, supporting innovators and entrepreneurs. Our reputation as one of the world's most welcoming study destinations is a testament to Queensland, hosting more than 160 different nationalities, embracing new experiences and life-changing opportunities. Studying in Queensland empowers you to take on the world. Start here and go anywhere.
Well, that was a brief video to show you some of the highlights we have in Queensland for you. Gold Coast is one city from Queensland, and I have a very brief presentation about Queensland, the whole state. So I'll go very swiftly, and then I'll pass it on to Alfred and Carolina, because I think what they have to say is far more important and interesting for you. So basically, what you see here is a map of Australia. In your top right corner, you can see Queensland. It's a very big state. Australia as a whole is a very popular destination for students all over the world. It's the third most popular destination. We have approximately 5 or 6 million tertiary students studying abroad all over the world. And of them, Australia, like I said, is its third destination. Queensland gets nearly a 15% share of those going to Australia. Next one, please. Well, you can see here that Queensland is the second largest state in Australia. To give you a better idea, Queensland is roughly the same size as Mexico, the country, but only home to 5.5 million people. So there's a huge, vast quantity of land and not too many people, many opportunities there to work and study. And the key industries we have are aviation and aerospace, health sciences, creative industries, engineering and IT, tourism, hospitality, and cookery. Next one, please. These are some of the key training sectors we have. As you can see, higher education takes the lion's share. Nearly 40% of our international students come to Queensland to study in the university. Next one, please. There you can see a map of all the higher education universities and institutions across Queensland. As you can see, many are located near the coast, being probably USQ the biggest exception, based in Toowoomba, but the other are very near to the coast or right by the sea, as you will see with Study Coast, Gold Coast presentation later. Next one, please. So why would you choose Queensland to go study abroad over other popular destinations? Because we have very high quality institutions. The state is putting a lot of money on improving the quality of life for our international students. The legislation is very, very good and protects international students. The quality of life is fantastic near the beach, near the ocean, very multicultural, lots of nationalities. It's growing at a really fast pace, and there's a very supportive environment. And our basically the most important thing is that our institutions are very highly ranked and have an excellent reputation. Next one, please. One thing that's really important for us, especially when it comes to Latin American students, is the support and affordability that Queensland provides for our students. Especially the Student Hub network is something really important for our students, because there you can have a very important support in terms not only of gathering with other international students, but getting help and support in, for instance, enrolling in courses on how to build an attractive resume or curriculum, and how to write a cover letter, and so on. So our state is very well known for the support it offers to its international students. For instance, during the pandemic, Queensland has been recognized, Study Queensland, for all the support it has shown to the international students, bringing them food and psychological counsel, and so on. Next, please. Well, that's what I was saying recently. Gold Coast, I'm sure Alfred will tell you with more detail afterwards, is ranked as the most affordable student city in Australia. And Brisbane, the capital of the city, is the fourth most affordable student city in Australia. Some of the advantages we have is that international students will receive a 50% discount on most public transport. And of course, the cost of living in Queensland is far less than in other bigger cities in Australia, such as Sydney and Melbourne. Next one, please. Other thing that it's really important for us is to help our students during their studies or afterwards, help them to get a job. It's really important to mix the experience of studying and also working. you know that when you go to study in Australia, you have the right to study to work while you study. So, like I said, it's a very big state with lots of possibilities, and we always encourage our students to try and find job experience while studying. Next one, please. So that's my number, my name, my email address. And if you need any more information regarding Queensland as a whole, I'll be happy to help you. And now I pass it on to Alfred Slogrove, the CEO of Study Gold Coast. Over to you, Alfred.
Thank you, Andreas. That's a great introduction. And I think, you know, one of the things that we really thoroughly enjoy is working with Trade Investment Queensland, and the passion that all of your team have for Queensland. And I noticed some of your slides on there were very similar to some of the slides we have. And I guess what I wanted to do is share with you today, as CEO of Study Gold Coast, just some of the great opportunities for students to study not only on the coast, but in Southeast Queensland. And we know that recently there's been some talk in the media and talk more broadly about Southeast Queensland hosting the 2032 Olympic Games. So I know everybody in Queensland's hugely excited about that opportunity. And so as we load up the presentation, I'll quickly introduce myself. I am the CEO of Study Gold Coast, and I've been with the team here now almost 3 years. And I have a huge passion for Latin America. I spent some time in Peru, Argentina, as well as Brazil recently. So over the last few years. So thoroughly enjoyed my time in Latin America, and particularly watching some of the world-class surfers that they have over there. So let me get into the presentation. Going to share with you a few quick slides, and then we're going to move into a Q&A session on just some of the questions that it may present or you may have to ask. So Study Gold Coast is an entity that's primarily funded by the local city council, and we have 75 members that also contribute to Study Gold Coast. And our role is to unite, promote and educate and advocate for the Gold Coast education and training sector. We have a broad range of membership, ranging from the universities that you've mentioned, all the way through to English language providers and the vocational and schools sector. Our vision is to be recognised globally as one of the leading educational destinations in the world. And that's not just philosophically, that's practically as well. So when we come to a bit more of the data at the end of my presentation, I'll show you what I mean by practically. So where are we based? Andreas did a good job of highlighting where Queensland is, and Australia is a big country, and we've been extremely lucky throughout the pandemic that we do have a fair bit of space and we can spread out and social distance, which is great. And my solidarity goes out to the people that are in lockdown in South America at the moment. And if there's anything we can do from here to support anyone over there, please let us know. But the Gold Coast is Australia's 6th largest city, and we're based on the eastern seaboard, about halfway down through Australia and at the southern end of the Queensland border. So we're in a unique position. We have our own airport. We are known as a regional destination and very well known for our tourism opportunities for people to come and stay and relax and have some fun and play here on the Gold Coast. We have 57 kilometres of coastline and a population of about 630,000. Now, that's important to recognise that, you know, just under 30% of residents are born overseas. So we have such a diverse population from all over the world. And equally, you'll see when we talk about what some of the primary markets that we work with from an international education standpoint, you'll see that we've got quite a mix and diverse range of people there. Being a regional centre, particularly for education, there are opportunities for students to get that extra year of post-study work rights. And that's extremely attractive to people wanting an immersive experience and to get some work experience post their study opportunities here. So quality education and training institutions, there are 200 education and training institutions, 3 major world-class universities, TAFE Queensland, and particularly TAFE Queensland has been recognised recently over the last 3 years as Australia's leading vocational provider, which is great for them and a great coup for us here on the coast, particularly because they have 5 campuses and they're about to open their 6th campus down the other southern end of the coast. Moving on, our 3 world-class universities. Now, they are all known for their particular strengths. Griffith is known in the top 2% worldwide. Bond University is ranked #1 in Australia for student experience. And Southern Cross University excels in student support and is known for going over and above and is ranked #1 in Australia for their student support that they offer. Now, when I talk about student support, I've known a few cases where they've really gone over and above and offered that one-on-one support to students to help find them accommodation, to help support them through the process of graduation, all the way through their enrolment and all the way through their engagement at one of our universities. So, as I mentioned, TAFE Queensland's won major awards for the last 3 years in a row. So we're lucky to be partnered with these institutions. And I think if you were making a decision to choose a study location, you couldn't go far wrong with choosing one of these 4 institutions as a starting point to your study journey. And then particularly marry that up with a backdrop of the Gold Coast and some of the more information I'm going to share with you. It makes an outstanding argument why you would want to come and study here on the coast. Now, employment and career opportunities. I'm going to talk a little bit about this because it's been a hot topic. We have a $33 billion economy here on the coast and it's growing by 4% annually. Major infrastructure came in 2018 when we hosted the Commonwealth Games. And it was a huge major sporting event and people came from all over the world. And it really highlighted some of the major attraction of the coast. And we've seen quite a bump in our population growth since then. And we've had the light rail go in from the northern end of the coast all the way down through to the southern end. And it's going to continue on down to the airport. So if you wanted, you could connect on from Brisbane all the way through to our airport down the southern end. Research and innovation is something that our institutions here on the coast have been focusing on and been doing a major job in outlining some of the infrastructure projects that we have, particularly around the Health and Knowledge Precinct. Griffith University is co-located with a hospital as well as a precinct that has been set up and dedicated purely for innovation and entrepreneurial spirit, for giving businesses opportunities to set up and innovate and work with Griffith University on research projects. And they have the Institute of Glycomics that is based there in that precinct. And also the ADAPT prototyping building, which is a facility that is gaining massive momentum worldwide as far as advanced design and prototyping of all sorts of things, particularly around the medical field, 3D printing medical devices and 3D printing all sorts of things to do with the medical field. So Bond University has the Centre for Data Analytics, and they've been doing amazing things, predicting particular outcomes and analysing data from all over the world. And Southern Cross University, their marine research is second to none and recognised globally, particularly around some of the studies they've been doing around, now I'm not an expert in this field, Andreas, but they've been utilising some chemicals and almost hormones to regrow some of the coral reef around the Great Barrier Reef, and it's amazing, the research. If you get some time, please do some research on that. and you'll see some of the fields of study that you can actually participate in around their research and development. So Gold Coast Student Jobs is a platform that we designed and launched late last year, November last year, and it's been a huge success with all students from all over the world. We do have just over 26,000 international students here on the coast, and we use this as a platform on the back of the pandemic to say to students, here's a proactive way of supporting yourselves. But what we actually did is we created a platform for all large employers and all medium and all small employers to engage with students, both at an employment pathway as well as offering them part-time, casual work and internships. So we currently have over 1,100 job opportunities there, and we have 1,600 registered users on there that use it on a daily basis. So, you know, I would encourage anyone, if they're looking to study in the future on the Gold Coast, do some research on some fields of study there. We have the highest employment opportunity that we have on the coast is around trades and services. But equally, there's lots of opportunities in medical, hospitality, tourism, and 1,100 other job opportunities there for students. So it's a great platform. It's called Gold Coast Student Jobs, and we encourage all of our agent partners as well as our institutions to jump on there and steer their students towards that platform. So affordable living, Andreas, you mentioned we are ranked #1 in Australia and proud of it. We have, you know, 50% less rent expense than, say, Sydney, and in some parts of Melbourne equally. So public transport is very accessible to students and connects all three of our major institutions, as well as other institutions that are scattered in between those. So Queensland students do get a discount, as you mentioned. Student experience is something that we focused on over the last 3 years, and having over 25,000 international students from 130 different nationalities and countries, you know, speaks to, I guess, the volume of students that we support here and the student experience that we have. Now, we're based currently in our student hub, and we do have some videos on our website about the student hub. It's a space that was designed by students for students. And it's a really engaging space. We welcome, you know, hundreds of students, and we've seen over 20,000 students use the space in the last 3 years. And students can come and get guidance and support, career support. We run workshops of all different types, including English language conversation, jobs clubs. We run our Mayor Student Ambassador program from here. And generally, every week we welcome over 100 students coming through the space, and it's just fun and engaging. And we love to meet new students that come to the coast and welcome them to our Gold Coast Student Hub. And it's proudly supported by Study Queensland and Trade Investment Queensland to, I guess, allow us to be able to run this facility and welcome students. So desirable lifestyle, this is something that is unbeatable here on the Gold Coast. We have, you know, thousands of kilometres of walking tracks through the hinterland. We have our G-Link light rail that can get you anywhere here on the coast, cycling paths throughout the coast. And I'll just avert your attention to that last picture on the bottom left corner there. And that just, I guess, showcases how the city is laid out and how, I guess, the length of the city, you can actually access the majority of the city just by walking along the beach, which is amazing. And on average, we have 300 days of sunshine. We've had some rain over the last couple of days, but you know, that clears up very quickly and allows students to get back out and enjoy their lifestyle, and particularly the surfing culture and some of the sporting culture we have here on the Gold Coast is second to none, and allows students to engage in many different clubs and institutions that engage the local community. So coming to some data to share with you, and this will be of particular interest to some of the agents on the call. Over the last 3 years, we've had an emerging top 5 markets. Particularly, you know, our #1 market is from Brazil, and Brazilian students love studying here on the coast because of, you know, the quality of education, lifestyle and employment opportunities, and then the experience they get just meeting culturally diverse people and engaging with the community. You can see there that, you know, one of our other markets is Colombia, which has grown over the years. And we, particularly in the last 12 months, we've seen that become a growth market for us, you know, particularly students coming from interstate, wanting to study here on the coast and engaging with other students from Colombia. We actually are looking to hold a South American day here in the hub, and welcoming students from all over South America through a social barbecue type interaction in the near future. So that'll be good. I won't go through each of those markets, but you can see there it's quite a diverse range. And I think that's important to understand, that the coast doesn't just appeal to one particular market. It appeals to all markets. If students are aspiring to, you know, that high quality institution and globally ranked institution, we have that on offer. And equally, we have high quality vocational education and training providers as well. So over the last 3 years, you know, some changes have emerged, and particularly in different sectors, and our vocational institutions here on the coast have been doing an amazing job, and we've had growth over the last 3 years in the vocational space. But particularly when you consider we're the 6th largest city in Australia, and we're classed as regional, possibly without a doubt, actually, the best option for students to come and study from a regional perspective, giving them the additional post-study work rights and the additional processing of visas here on the coast. Based on these figures, you know, you can see there's quite a range of opportunities. Oh, too far. Course Finder. So this is something that we've launched recently, a new course finder for us in partnership with IDP Connect, connecting students to all different types of opportunities. Once we launched it, we found it was a massive hit, and we've been you know, updating the courses as they come through from the institutions, and it's been going gangbusters for us. So I'd encourage any agents that are out there wanting to connect with an institution to jump on there, search the particular course. It'll give you all the options. It'll showcase where the institutions are and what the process is in engaging and contacting them. So please use that as much as you possibly can. It's on our website, and it's in our Toolkit, which this is our agent toolkit. And that QR code just in the bottom right corner there will give you access to the agent toolkit. That'll give you access to all of our social media content, that if you would like to share it with potential students and share it on your website, it'll give you access to or direct access to our course finder, and also some of our other initiatives. We do have a student accommodation grant that we are running, but particularly steered at domestic international students or onshore international students at the moment. But we are looking to open that up to international students when the borders are open, and we'll continue to push that out. And there's a whole host of things, from our student hub collateral all the way through to, you know, our Mayor Student Ambassador information and marketing content for you to share. So the best way to contact us and stay connected, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my profiles. I'm on LinkedIn. I love to hear from agents from time to time. If you've got any questions, we're here to support you. Our Facebook page is extremely active, particularly in the last few years. Our Instagram page has been taking off, and we encourage you to engage with us, reshare our content, give us ideas. We're always looking for new ideas to innovate and adapt here on the coast. And I would like to share with you a quick video before introducing our Mayor Student Ambassador from 2019. So in summary, I would like to thank the Study Queensland team and the Trade Investment team for inviting us to be part of the Study Queensland and Study Gold Coast Hour. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time speaking with you today. I think there's huge, immense opportunity for students here on the Gold Coast from Latin America. You know, as I mentioned, Brazilian students are our #1 market. We love interacting with Brazilian students and Latin American students. And in that, saying that, I would like to introduce Carolina. I have had the pleasure of working alongside Carolina for the last couple of years, actually. She has done a fair bit of work with us through her journey as a Mayor Student Ambassador in 2019. And obviously an alumni of Griffith University, having studied language and linguistics at Griffith University. And, you know, having done some work here in our student hub and being a champion for the Gold Coast. Welcome, Carolina, and over to you.
Thank you, Alfred. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, or I guess good evening for most of you in Latin America. As Alfred said, my name is Carolina, and I'm originally from Colombia. So I was born in Bogota, and I guess my story begins when back in 2009, actually, I made the decision to come and visit some of my family here in Australia. It was just meant to be like a short holiday and nothing long. And my family decided it would be a good idea for me to join the local Australian school, just to, you know, get some friends and meet people and get to know the culture. And I loved it. I fell in love with it. I didn't really speak any English when I first arrived here, but I loved it, and I fell in love with Queensland, I guess, and I have been here ever since. It's been nearly 13 years, so I have been here for a long time. I finished high school here in Australia. I finished high school in Brisbane, so I moved to Brisbane originally, and after finishing high school, I was sort of, I love the beach. I am, you know, as you can tell by the backdrop, it's the weather and the sceneries here are amazing. So I used to drive to the Gold Coast every weekend, and then I finished school, so I was free during the week. And then I started driving to the Gold Coast every second day. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm moving to the Gold Coast. And I moved to the Gold Coast about 7 years ago. And I started doing my bachelor's. So I have a background in linguistics. I did a Bachelor of Languages and Linguistics. And then after that, I did a postgrad in TESOL, so teaching English as a second language. And when I was at university, I wanted to feel connected to the community. And the way I managed to do that was by applying through to the Mayor Student Ambassadors. So I took part of this program back in 2019. And at first, I wasn't sure what it meant, really. But as soon as I joined the Mayor Student Ambassadors, I realized that it was the best way to meet so many people and really feel connected to all the community here. So in 2009, when I was doing the Mayor Student Ambassador program, I got to participate in programs, networking events, and I got to meet so many people from so many different countries. And I think my favorite part about, the Gold Coast is that there's so many programs and things that you can do to feel like you're part of the community, and you get to meet so many people with all different journeys. I have friends from all over the world, and to me that's so valuable because everyone gets to share their story. So yes, so I'm currently doing my master's in primary education here at Griffith University. I did my bachelor's and my postgrad and my master's now through Griffith University on the Gold Coast campus. I love it. I think it's a great university for studying. There's so many programs and so many international students as well, which I love. And I guess today I wanted to share with you my favorite things about studying here in Queensland, you know, specifically the Gold Coast, because that's where I am. But the first thing that I want to say is the lifestyle. I love the lifestyle here so much because it almost feels like I'm on a holiday, but I'm not on a holiday, if you know what I mean. I go to uni in the mornings, I wake up, I go to lectures or toots, and then when I finish, I go and have a picnic at the beach with my friends. And to me, having that work-life balance, it's so important, and it gives me so much joy to just, you know, be able to enjoy things like the beach and the weather. It's very, very, very nice. So I guess the next thing that I would like to say is that through programs such as the Mayor Student Ambassadors, I got other opportunities such as working for Study Gold Coast, actually. This happened through, I guess, networking. I got to meet so many people, and eventually I was talking to Mo, who is the director of the Study Gold Coast, of the Student Hub, sorry. For maybe you, I don't know if all of you are aware, we have a Gold Coast Student Hub on the Gold Coast, and that's where I work. That's where you'll find me there, greeting everyone and saying hello to all the students. And I love the opportunity to, you know, work with international students. And when I took the job, I had another job, but I kind of cut back that one because I realized that working at the Student Hub, I got to meet so many international students and I got to help them. And that was very rewarding to me, which is why I started working there. I got to meet so many people, so many students with so many stories. I see South American people and Latin American people nearly every day when I'm there. And it's so good, you know. At first, you know, sometimes when I see new students from Latin America, I kind of I can tell that they're from Latin America just by, you know, interacting with them. And it's amazing to see you know, all their experiences and all the things that the beautiful things that they say about the Gold Coast. I guess, you know, if anyone has any questions, I'm not sure if are they able to write the questions, or if you like to ask me anything about my experience working and studying here on the Gold Coast, you're more than welcome to. In Spanish as well, you can ask in Spanish if you like.
Yes, actually, Carolina, we have a box down here below where people can write their questions, and we already have many questions for you.
Oh, okay.
And also for Alfred.
Is it under the Q&A?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I'll be happy to pass them to you.
Oh, yes.
Someone just asked, Carolina, what is your favorite thing about Griffith University? And also somebody asked, why did you choose Griffith University?
Okay. So I chose Griffith University because it well, first for my undergrad, I guess, I wanted to study something with languages, and SCU also offered a similar program, but Griffith University was a lot bigger than Southern Cross University, and I felt like I could have better opportunities because I could meet more people. There were way like so many different programs that I could join, and I love their facilities. So I don't know, you probably are not aware, but the Griffith University campus on the Gold Coast, they have a swimming pool, they have like tennis courts, they have all these different things, and you get to join so many clubs within the university. And to me, that makes me feel like I'm part of the community. And that was a big thing for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We also have another question this time for, I think, Alfred might answer it. Let me check. Where is it? Well, you kind of answered that in your presentation, Alfred, and I did speak about it. But can you elaborate more about the difference in budget about studying in the Gold Coast or in Sydney and Melbourne? That's many people have asked that before.
Yeah, so I'm happy to, I guess, pick up on what Carolina was saying and just highlight, I guess, a couple of things. We've got, I mentioned world-class universities and institutions, but I guess when you look at some of the institutions and what they can offer, we have the likes of Southern Cross University that, you know, often when we're traveling internationally, we say they're one of the only universities that is co-located and has an airport on their premises, because they're actually co-located. And then if you have a look at Griffith University, they're located in the Health and Knowledge Precinct, which actually has 2 hospitals based in that precinct, and quite a range and diverse you know, portfolio of businesses that wrap around Griffith University. And then if you have a look at Bond University, they have world-class facilities as well. So I guess to summarize what Carolina was saying and what I'm saying is, if you want a unique world-class education experience on the backdrop of a lifestyle that is unbeatable, with employment opportunities and outcomes that will, you know, project your career pathway into the future, I guess, why wouldn't you choose the Gold Coast? I mean, just got to give you another example. We've had students that have come from all over the world that have studied at New York Film Academy, that have actually got to work on the film sets at Village Roadshow Studios, which is actually a theme park that has, you know, has filmed and worked with some of the big producers that have filmed the likes of Thor Ragnarok, Pirates of the Caribbean, and there's a whole host of other world-class blockbuster movies that are being filmed here on the coast. So I guess, you know, the Gold Coast has a real entrepreneurial have-a-go spirit, and I think it speaks to a lot of potential students that want to come and study here. Equally, I guess we've got enough space and we haven't got a really dense population that, you know, we can have social distancing, and we've managed to navigate through the pandemic quite well. So I hope that answers that question.
Yes, I think so. Alfred, someone just asked, is the Study Gold Coast Accommodation Scholarship still available? I have no idea. Maybe that's from Colombia, right?
Yeah. So we do have a student accommodation grant. At the moment, it is closed to international students that are based offshore, just purely because of the uncertainty around the border. However, it is open to onshore international students. So say you have a student, you're an agent, you have a student that has been studying in I don't know, Tasmania or Melbourne or Sydney or Perth or Adelaide or Darwin, and they're looking for a postgraduate opportunity or their next opportunity to study something different. They may want to choose the Gold Coast. We're happy for them to apply for the grant. It's $3,500 worth of 10 weeks accommodation, and students have the opportunity to select what type of accommodation they would like to do. So if they're interested in homestay, they can participate in homestay, or if they're looking for private accommodation, we're working with the likes of Bond Accommodation and Griffith Accommodation and Southern Cross Accommodation. So, we've approved over 200 student accommodation grants, and we're still continuing that on. So when the borders do open to international travel, we'll be looking at expanding that to particularly our friends in South America.
Perfect. Carolina, we've received a number of inquiries saying you didn't speak any English when you got there and you finished high school and you speak nearly perfect English right now. So
Yeah.
how did you do it?
It was very difficult at first. When I was at school, I remember, feeling very lost, and the only things that I could say in English were, I don't speak English. So that wasn't very helpful. But I guess I found that a lot of people were willing to help. So even though I couldn't speak any English, all the students there saw me and they would kind of take me with them and show me. And through that, I just speak English so quickly. I think within 6 months, I was already speaking English pretty well. And I think it's because I stopped speaking Spanish. So I was speaking English every single day at school, at home. And I tried to really, only focus on English while I was here. And by interacting with all different people, my English just improved so much.
Wow, let me tell you, did a great job because you speak excellent. So we have another question regarding that. I don't know if you, Alfred, can answer that, because my opinion that that depends on of what kind of career or opportunity are you looking for. But Viviana is asking, what about the English level requirements? It's very general, I know.
Yeah, it's a big question, depending on the level of study and the course that you are interested in, and then what sort of career pathway you want to take and field you want to work in. I guess there's opportunities here, given we have such a diverse community here on the Gold Coast. There's actually opportunities for people to use their native language. Like Carolina working here in our Gold Coast Student Hub, gets to use some of her language skills. So, I mean, that's quite a broad question and quite a broad answer, but I think there's opportunities no matter what level of English you have. We have, some great institutions that just specialize in English language and offer quite a broad range of opportunities for students to study English language. So, yeah, if students want to come and learn to speak English, we're happy to have them.
Okay, we have many questions. It's unbelievable from Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, everywhere. So I have to select the most appropriate ones. So this one is related. What are the top courses on offer on the Gold Coast, and what are the top industries to work in on the Gold Coast?
So good question. I think I mentioned, film and television is a great one to be getting into. We have a very proactive local government and Queensland government that is seeking out opportunities for big film and television productions to be brought here to Queensland and to the Gold Coast. Equally, I think, and one that's emerging as a huge opportunity for young people to get into is boat building and boat manufacturing, and manufacturing more broadly. So when I say boat building and manufacturing, we've seen it's been one of the most popular courses for international students, particularly in terms of growth over the last few years. We are one of the only locations in Queensland that offer boat building and boat manufacturing here on the coast. So another good opportunity. Tourism management, hospitality, chefing, like all those traditional trades, equally, building and construction, project management, things like that are very popular because of our population growth and opportunities to work here. So our course finder is the best place to check that out. But if I was to summarize that, I would say that given our population growth, particularly over the last few years, construction, anything in trades and services, manufacturing is booming here on the coast. There's many unique manufacturing opportunities for students to get involved in. Film and television. Health is the last one I want to mention. Health and broader health. When I say health, not just nursing, but nursing is a big one. You've also got your acute care, your palliative care. You've got your broad range of health opportunities. Anything from health and fitness side of things, all the way through to being a surgeon and specializing in something. The health field here on the coast is booming at the moment. What's
Great.
the next one, Andreas?
I think I could answer this, but you better go ahead, Alfred. Do you only provide the opportunity to study or also to work?
Yes. So like I mentioned, we have our Gold Coast Student Jobs platform, which has 1,100 job opportunities on there for students. We also have a jobs club here in the hub that we run weekly for students to engage. We have the opportunity for students to come and sit down with a careers counsellor and work on their resume. We can work with them one-on-one to help them find a job. So many opportunities for students to get involved. We also have volunteering opportunities. We run a careers festival every year that runs over 3 days, which is coming up in May, the 6th, 7th and 8th of May. And students can come along, talk to some employers, talk to education providers, talk to people that work in the field of career support. And yeah, that's a huge day. We see, anywhere between 7,000 to 10,000 people come through that event and get support. So yeah, we're here to help.
Excellent. I think we have time for one last question. So Carolina, this one's for you. You've been there for 13 years. What's your status now regarding nationality visa, and what's the process like for people who would like to try and stay in Australia after finishing their studies?
Right. So I am an Australian citizen. I'm very happy to share that. I guess my experience and everyone else's might be very different. I was very lucky because my father, he's actually an Australian citizen and he's been here for a very long time. So for me, it was a lot easier and I guess different from my other other international people. Yes, so I'm not sure what other people would say about their process visa. It might be a lot different from mine because I arrived here as a resident. So for me, yeah, it was very different.
I get it. So Alfred, if, for instance, I go to study, no, I'm too old now to go to study to university there, but if a student wants to go to enroll in a, I don't know, 4-year bachelor degree, undergraduate degree, and would like to stay longer afterwards, do you know how flexible is the visa in order to stay there, or try to apply for a permanent visa?
Yeah, so we have a number of staff actually here at Study Gold Coast that have gone through the process of making the transition from a student through, they were mayor student ambassadors, and now they're working at Study Gold Coast, and they're on their journey to permanent residency or PR. And I guess it comes down to a couple of things, what they had studied in the past, and particularly what their career aspirations are. So many of the agents on the call would know that there are, skills shortage lists. And if you've studied a particular qualification that marries up with the skills shortage and migration list, the PR pathway is a little bit easier. But essentially, I guess, once you've done your study and then you've done your post-study work rights, you can apply to extend your visa. And you can also, at the moment, the government is offering quite a fair bit of flexibility around bridging visas and supporting students into PR pathways.
Excellent. That's great to know. Well, unfortunately, we've run out of time. We have so many pending questions, but I'm sure I'll forward them to Alfred and Carolina, and I'll try to answer some of them myself. And I'd like to thank everybody, especially Alfred and Carolina, for your time. It's been really, really insightful to know all the possibilities we and people from Latin America have if they choose to go to the Gold Coast. And thank you because we had a great attendance today from basically every country in Latin America. This session has been recorded, so afterwards we'll send you the link and you can share it with your friends or relatives or whomever you like. And you have our data, so if you need more information, please feel free to contact us at any time. Thank you again, Alfred and Carolina.
Thank you, Andreas, and the Study Queensland team. Thoroughly enjoyed it and look forward to answering some more of those questions.
Excellent. Thank you. Have a great day by the beach.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye.
There you go.
Bye.
Thank you. Cheers.
Take care.